How you going, guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. So today's job, we're going to be doing some repairs on one of our customers' excavators. This machine has recently come off dry hire and it does have a lot of unnecessary damage, and it was booked to go onto another job site for 3 months, but now that can't happen for our customer. This is an Hitachi 2250 swing excavator. It is mainly used on the civil sites or tight confinement jobs on a highway or something like that. Our customer bought this machine brand new and it's only got 2,000 hours on it, but the company that dry hired it really abused it. And we're just going to show you a bit of the damage that it came back with. So the first thing to mention is the dirty state of it. It did come back completely covered in mud, and that is just not acceptable. Part of the agreement when a machine is dry hired, it does need to be cleaned in a condition that it was first delivered in. It is also illegal to transport machines in that state because it does drop material onto the road and it can cause an accident for other motorists.
In there, look at that.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine one of them falling out front of this machine on the highway?
Oh god, that's actually really dangerous.
So the undercarriage is completely caked in mud, and so is the bucket, and they have clearly made no attempt to clean it, ready to go to the new site. Our customer wasn't made aware of this until it arrived onto the other site. The next thing is the windscreen is cracked. That is a safety hazard because it does obstruct the vision. We won't be fixing that. Our customer has already organised to get a new one fitted. And moving on, we've got the guards for the blade lift cylinders. One of them has completely broken loose and they have ratchet strapped that back on there. The other side is also loose and they both have a lot of damage. So we will be repairing those. And something else, the blade has got a lot of damage on it as well. The top of the blade is quite sharp now because they were using the top of the blade to clean the bottom of the bucket, and there are a lot of dints around the face of the blade and either side where it looks like they've been using it to pull rocks up against so they can get them in the bucket. So that sort of damage is completely unnecessary. All that shows is the guy that was operating it was a rookie. So I did talk to the customer and he doesn't want to go through the process of replacing anything because the blade is structurally sound. It just looks terrible, but we are going to go through with a grinder and take down all those sharp edges. Coming around and looking at the track frames, you can see that 3 out of the 4 steps are bent. They did attempt to try and straighten one, and the second I saw it, I knew exactly how they did it. They used another excavator with a bucket on upside down to try and pull the step away from the track frame. And all they did was tear the track frame and bend the step. But that's not all. As we go to the back of the machine, the toolbox that is under the back, it has also been bent and broken. And that probably happened from the operator pulling a rock into the back of the track frame and hitting the toolbox. So we are going to attempt to take the toolbox off and straighten that, but the customer and I have both agreed if it is too far gone, he will just replace it. Something that really pisses me off is people who rub the counterweights of an excavator up against something and scratch them. There is no reason to do that on a zero swing machine. They are designed for tight, confined areas, but somehow rookies manage to do it. Mechanically, the machine is in good condition. It has only just been serviced. None of the cylinders are leaking and there aren't any hoses leaking oil. Although everything we're repairing today doesn't change the performance of the machine, it is more aimed at the safety aspect and with the guards, the longevity of the machine. But we don't know if there's any other damage until we wash it, so we're going to get it cleaned up.
It's over there. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
So I don't usually clean customer machines, but this customer is a very good friend of mine, so I don't mind doing it. Even though it's going to take a bit of time to clean it, I do need it cleaned before I track it across the concrete, otherwise it's going to drop loose dirt everywhere, and I'd have to spend time cleaning that up anyway. So that's all clean now, it's looking a lot better already. I have gone around and checked the undercarriage, like the rollers, to see if there's any oil leaking or there was any damage that I've missed. But there's nothing else wrong, so we're going to get it over to the workshop and start the repairs. So the first thing we're going to get started on repairing is the guards for the blade lift cylinders.
There.
Loose.
What do you mean?
2 broken bolts.
Oh, that's what happened. They broke.
They broke. Bent and stretched. Same thing, stretched and bent.
What was that?
Spacer.
Oh,
Oh, where's that?
where's the other spacer?
So that's the 2 guards removed, but we also found a couple of things that we weren't aware of. We are missing a spacer block, so we're going to have to make one, and there's 2 broken bolts we're going to have to try and remove. But before we get on to straightening these guards, I am going to remove everything else that needs to be straightened in the press. So next thing is we're going to get the toolbox from underneath the back of the machine.
Oh,
Grease gun that probably never got used.
toolkit. Yuck, man. Gloves?
Gloves.
Okay.
And I'm also going to remove the toolbox support plate because it has also got a bend in it. Now with that off, we're also going to remove all of the damaged steps, and to do that we're going to be using an air arc gouger. Righto guys, so that's all of our bent parts removed. Now we can take them over to the press and start to straighten everything. To straighten all these parts, I'm going to be using my 150-ton hydraulic press. Having a press like this and the experience, it is very simple to straighten parts and a very cost-effective solution for our customer. So if you're wondering why these steps are welded on and not bolted on, it could be that it was a cheaper option for the manufacturer to do that. There are lots of machines out there that have the bolt-on, bolt-off system, and they're generally found on the larger excavators. But to make them bolt-on, you do have a lot of extra steps in the manufacturing. You would need to have 16 bolts, 8 drilled and tapped plates, and the steps would have to be a different design in order for them to be bolted on. And they would also be more expensive if you went to replace them. So that's our first step pressed back into shape. Looks a lot better now, and that only took about 5 minutes. Now we got 2 more to do. So you'll notice I'm using my 50mm press blocks as a counterlever to push these parts back into shape because of the access issues I have trying to get the ram in there. But you really need to know what you're doing because this is steel on steel and you are adding hydraulic pressure. If things were to slip or move, it can become a projectile. So you need to know when enough is enough. Now with those pressed straight, we're going to get onto the toolbox support plate. So with this one, I am going to have to work around these nuts. They are welded on from the underside, and if you do end up pressing over the top of them, you can squash them, and then you'll have to re-tap them to suit the bolt. So that's nice and straight again. Now we're going to fix the toolbox. Good. So that's the toolbox done. Now we need to press straight is the guards. that's all of our parts pressed straight. The next thing we're going to do is weld on the steps.
Hello. Hey, come on, come on. Oh, quick, go get it. Where'd he go?
Drop it.
Oh, good boy.
Grab it that way. Sit. Stay. Good boy. Drop it. Drop it. Oh, yeah. Okay, enough. So that's the steps welded on this side. Before I weld the step on the other side, I do need to fix up that crack in the track frame. Now we've got that bolted on, all we need to refit is the guards, but first I need to make a spacer out of some 20 mil plate. That's the spacer plate made. Now we need to remove those broken bolts. So that went perfectly. That is a best case scenario for removing broken bolts. That only took about 2 minutes. So now we can refit the two guards. So that's all of the repair work completed, but there is one more thing that I'm going to do, and that's grind all the sharp edges off the top of the blade. Righto guys, so that's all the repairs completed on this. Now we're going to get it out of the workshop. Thanks for watching.
Oh, no, don't walk there. Just walked in the mud.
So with the spacer plate made, so with the...
Just don't say so.
So that's the steps welded on this side. Oh, fuck, what was after that? Now that... Wait. Where am I going with that? If you're wondering why these aren't a bolt-on, bolt-off step, there are lots of machines out there that have the bolt-on steps. For some reason, this particular model didn't come out with it, but a lot of the larger excavators do have bolt-on steps. Yeah, it's kind of retarded.
Too many bolt-on.
Now that we've got that bolted on, all we need to refit is the guard, where it looks like they've been using it to pull rocks up against to, so they can get them in the bucket. That is just...
Just wait.
The bolt there, bolt back there.
Where?
Bolt there, and one there.
Oh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Oh.
It was on the edge of it. You dropped it on the edge of the lid.
Did I?
Yeah.
Touch any seeds is covered. Oh, fuck.
What happened there?
I didn't turn off gouge mode.
Oh, whoops. Hang on. Aha. You're the goodest boy. Oh, quick, get crocodile. Good boy.